welcome to Give Sense to Youth program. And I am your host, Arnold Kintu, and I'm thrilled to have you join us today for an enlightening discussion on youth empowerment in Sierra Leone. Today is, and of course, we want to welcome you guys, those you watching us for live on Facebook and other platforms for Manso Folk Radio, FM 100.5, and online TV. We have an exciting topic today to discuss, which align with the impacts of World Holistic Opportunities for Life Empowerment Ministries, also known as WHOLE934 in Sierra Leone. And we are honored to have two incredible guests for today's program. And first, we have Kelvin Jerome Hawkins, who is the CEO for WHOLE934. Kelvin has been the forefront of initiative that empowers youth, children to foster sustainable development in Sierra Leone. I want to welcome you, Kelvin. Welcome to Answer for Radio.
Good morning.
Yeah. And also, I want to just jump in, but first I want to bring in Karla. And Karla also is joining him in the studio. Karla is a member of the Zion Baptist Church in Ardmore in Pennsylvania. Karla has a passion for community service and has been a vital supporter of youth programs both locally and internationally. But first, I want to welcome her. Karla, good morning and welcome to Answer for Radio.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah. So we jump in right in the first engagement. So Kelvin, can you tell us about WHOLE934 and its mission in Sierra Leone and what inspired you to start this initiative in Sierra Leone?
WHOLE934 came to me through the Lord Jesus Christ to start a ministry to help the children and youth in Africa. WHOLE934 stands for World Holistic Opportunity for Life Empowerment. Just giving empowerment to the youth, the young children, giving them hope, giving them inspiration that through the work of faith and love and compassion and mercy, things can change. It's changing people's lives by giving them the necessary holistic tools, things that they can use on an everyday basis to build their cognitive skills, intellectual skills, social skills, emotional skills, to kind of make them well balanced so that in the future, when they grow up and they be adults, they can be productive and teach someone else the same type of holistic skills and tools that they use to help someone else to be successful in their education and future journeys.
Okay, right. Thank you. That's inspiring, Kelvin. And now I also want to bring in Karla as a leader in your community. And how do you see the role of faith-based organizations, in supporting youth empowerment initiative like WHOLE934?
I feel like it's vital that youth programs continue in the church in Ardmore, Pennsylvania, in the surrounding areas of Philadelphia and the Philadelphia suburbs. I feel that youth activities in the church cultivates future leaders, future pastors, future reverends. I'm going to say, in particularly when it comes to the Black church, it's where the youth learns public speaking, confidence. They're seeing elders in their church, flourish in their community, in their jobs. I think the church as a whole is a community asset for the youth in our communities.
Thank you. It's also, anyways, it shows us the level of or the importance of collaboration in working, which is very key. But as you have been supporting the WHOLE934 initiative in Sierra Leone, and we've seen some kind of improvement in the lives of young people, kids, and they are here present in Sierra Leone in regards to the support that you're giving to see the real life story of youth, of young people in Sierra Leone. So how was your experience?
Spending time with the youth from the congregations that WHOLE934 supports. I mean, to me, it was a delight meeting them. They appear to be happy, stable, well read. very articulate young people. It looks like they do have the support of their church as well. And most of the churches have either schools or programs that they're doing with them normally throughout the month to assist them with their basic needs, but also their spiritual needs as well.
Okay. I think it's a very good initiative, and thanks for your support in supporting young people, and to see that they actualize their dreams, their future, build up their future for the next generation for the 1 to 3 years coming. And I'm sure it's a very good initiative that you're supporting. But for Kelvin, yes, you've been the head, can I say the forefront, the driver, the pilot of this initiative. So how was your experience in Sierra Leone?
My experience in Sierra Leone, and I like coming to Sierra Leone. I think Sierra Leone is a dynamic place to be. I think the youth will drive up the economy when they develop their problem-solving skills and get these necessary skills to be the next leaders of Sierra Leone. Is there some challenges? Yes, it's going to be challenges. Food insecurity, unemployment. We have a lot of challenges in Sierra Leone, but the thing is once the opportunity makes itself available, I think that's when the drive is going to happen. Once businesses start thriving, more educational opportunities that will align the youth with their dreams, their desires to achieve. I think that in the future, the youth will make an impact in politics, in social justice, and all these other events that goes along with empowerment of the youth and the community. So I believe in my heart that we're making an impact with WHOLE934 Ministries, not just by feeding, not just by education, but giving them the confidence that they need in order to break through and see success as it really is.
Okay, so you've seen the reality of
Yes.
it. So when it comes, do you see your work well done?
Yes. Yeah. So and all it is compassion, love, and patience. And that's what my vision is, just having compassion and loving people and pouring yourself into the youth. You got to pour things into the youth so that they'll feel that, hey, I can do it. I can lead, I can manage, I can do those things to help not just myself, but the community at large. And I think that's what my organization want to teach: team building, leadership, good management, so that everybody benefit, not just one person, not just a few. Everybody on the team benefits.
Okay, so before coming to Karla, there is one interesting thing people may like to know. You choose Sierra Leone, and also you choose working with Baptist Convention Sierra Leone in regards to what you are doing, what holistic opportunities for life empowerment ministry. Why did you choose Sierra Leone and working with Baptist Convention?
The reason, matter of fact, I got a couple of places in Africa, other areas in Africa that I do support. But I like Sierra Leone because I like the Baptist Convention of Sierra Leone. They're well organized, they're focused, they're disciplined, and they have a vision to see that every person in Sierra Leone be successful and come to the faith.
Yeah.
And so when you have that drive, it propels everyone else because you want to see people happy. You want to see people successful. You want to see people motivated. You want to see people disciplined, and also have future goals for their children. So it trickles down that, if my mother and father, build success, I can follow their footsteps. But first we got to get the parents and the grandparents, everybody on the same page. And that's what BCSL does. It gets everyone on the same page. And if everybody's marching in the same marching orders, we will see the fruits of our labor.
Okay, it's a very good one, and we are grateful for having you in Sierra Leone, for supporting brothers and sisters. I believe that also is a helping hand to build up our future.
Yeah.
To build up the young generation coming up, because we are seeing a lot of issues affecting young people in Sierra Leone that has to do with drugs and other things. But I believe with your support and your mission in Sierra Leone, you've created so much impact.
Amen.
And it's very great. We are grateful. So I want to say thanks to World Holistic Opportunities for Life Empowerment Ministry. But we'll come back to you, Kelvin. I just want to bring in again the beautiful lady, also who is Karla,
Yes.
and you've heard from our boss, who is Kelvin, and you working in Sierra Leone. How do you think, or in regards to youth empowerment in the church, how does it impact the lives of all the growth of the church?
Well, first, Sierra Leone is doing a great job through the BCSL
Yeah.
and the congregations.
Okay.
What I can see mature young adults. I was talking to a few girls yesterday, just just playing a simple, typical American game, and I can see that their futures are bright, and that I believe they have the confidence because they have the backing of the church,
Okay.
they have the backing of the community, and I can see these kids going wherever they want to go, whether it's college, technical, leaving the country, coming back and giving back. One, I feel like the church as a whole is currently supporting the children, not just whole, 934, but the community and their local church
Yeah.
are already supporting them so that they have the confidence to move forward, so that they can one day give back of what they received.
Yeah.
I'm really hopeful that the kids in the programs will flourish. I have no doubt
Yeah.
that they'll do well.
You've seen the reality, anyways.
I have. I think there will be lots of success stories in the next 10 to 15 years.
Okay, so what are some of the programs or initiative your church has implemented to engage and uplift young people?
Well, currently, Zion Baptist Church of Ardmore in the Philadelphia suburbs. Of course, we have youth ministries, Girl Scouts, which I'm heavily involved in. This is my 10th year. Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts has been in Zion for, I don't know, eons, almost 70 years, which is more than the Girl Scouts. And those programs are still flourishing. But we also have like a scholarship ministry where that ministry raises money to support the children in our church and our community of going to higher education. I think it's called the Leonard Jones Scholarship. We had such a big youth population in our church pre-COVID. After COVID, it looked like we had a decline in youth and youth activities in our church.
Yeah.
But in the last 2 to 3 years, the children are coming back to church.
Okay.
And our Sunday school superintendent, all of the teachers have been working hard to keep them in the program of the Sunday school, which allows them to be themselves,
Yeah.
learn about Christ, learn about protocols,
Building faith. Yeah.
and it builds confidence. So right now, I think we're doing pretty good with the programs. Of course, we can always do more.
Yeah.
But right now,
Because I was about to ask, is it the only thing that you're going to do, or do you have more plans in working in Sierra Leone?
yeah, I mean, WHOLE934 is already here.
Yeah.
And the executive director of WHOLE394 is a part of our church.
Yeah. Okay.
And our church is very heavily involved with his ministries. He knows he has the church for support. I have supported in some of those activities myself. Especially, we do the harvest every quarter at our church to give back to the individuals in our church. We have a thriving older generation in our church, and we want to make sure that they're fed and that their needs are being met.
Yeah. So I actually want to bring in Kelvin, but I have a very interesting question that your experience in Sierra Leone have already created impact, and you've seen the work of the executive president, who is Reverend Dr. Joseph S. Fona, in regards to leading the movement with you guys since the very day you came to Sierra Leone and to where you are presently. We are in Freetown, but the kind of work you have done in various communities in the district, I think it has already shown it sends a signal to Sierra Leone that Whole 934 has done a lot, and we are hoping to see more. But I want to ask Karla, in working with the BCSL, how was the experience?
Oh, the experience was amazing.
Okay.
One, I'm going to say there's a difference between Sierra Leone children and the children in the U.S.
How? Why you say so?
They're well behaved. That tells you already the program is working. They can follow directions. They're all on one accord. If everyone's happy, I don't know, it just brings joy when you see them. But they're well behaved. They are excited about whatever their future holds. And I think that comes with the leadership of the membership and the churches and the conference. And the kids are eager to learn. And that is the most important thing. I can see that they're eager to learn and they want to do more.
Wow. Anyways, thank you so much for
Thank you
that
for having
beautiful contribution, and I'm sure Whole 934 has done well, and we are doing more great things, and we are grateful. And so, for really want to join the world, want to join Sierra Leone, and giving thanks to Whole 934 for the support you've been giving to achieving in Sierra Leone. But moving forward, what are the other opportunities do you think you have in mind in implementing in Sierra Leone, Kelvin?
Well, I think my next goal is to help youth understand business. I think when you have business opportunities, being an entrepreneur, developing the community through business is the key to success. It's the key to wealth.
Yeah.
Investing, understanding how to invest money. Money management is a great skill to have. So if you can take a little and make it into a lot, like Jesus said, I give you one person 5 talents. I gave another person 2 talents and 1 talent. And so those types of concepts and understanding and applying it to your life will help you in the future to build future generational wealth. So that, now your children through the 3rd or 4th generation don't have to struggle. And it all starts with open mind to learn something different. And I think the youth here in Sierra Leone, they have the talent, they have the skills. You know what I'm saying? It's just creating that opportunity. Once the opportunity is there, you know what I'm saying, that's when empowerment starts. It's tough when society is not opening those job markets and those things that people need to feed their family, to live a better life. So what we do in the whole is we trying to generate investors to come in and invest in Sierra Leone, invest in these youth future. And the return is going to be when they get successful, they teach the other youth below them the same concepts and the same training skills that they need to be successful. So it's kind of trickle down effect, I believe. You made it, and go back and help someone else.
Sure. Yeah, so can you share with us a success story where your organization's efforts have positively impacted young person's life?
Yeah, like I said, a whole bunch of success stories. One church in particular, McDonald's Church, started out with 15 people. And now they're got over 200 young people in the church. So, and it all started off with just sending money to get food. Then I said, okay, let's educate them on Jesus Christ. Then after that, let me go and purchase a grill, teach them how to cook. So you teach them how to cook, what happens? They develop good cognitive skills. They get these holistic skills just by something just very simple. Cooking or playing basketball or opening their mind to different activities. It's going to improve their, like Carla Williams said, public speaking skills, just speaking to people. Those things, those traits comes natural if you just teach them the basic fundamentals, just by doing something very simple and you develop all these other skills just by keep on practicing and practicing and practicing. So the success story is that just with love and patience, you went from having a few people, now you have over 200 some people join the church, and they're all mostly youth that's in the church. And that's the amazing part, that they go home, we empower them by giving them food to take home to their families. So not only do we give them education, not only do we give them food, we also give them opportunities to take food home, to empower them that by giving, look what you're doing, you're actually helping your family. So giving is another empowerment, that I had something to give to my family back.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel good that the program's successful.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kelvin, for kind of wonderful response that you give. And I think one key word that we have to rewrite has to do with sustainability.
Yeah.
And of course, moving forward, you are giving support. But the most important thing has to do with sustainability, how they can handle it and sometimes give back to the community, like you said.
Yeah.
So you feel more grateful and you feel like you're touching more life. Imagine from 15 members to up to 200.
Yeah, right.
You know what's the impact. You know what actually brings them together. It has to do with the opportunities that they have. It is because they don't have the opportunities sometimes. That's how they feel left out. They are left out because they don't have the opportunity. The platform is not there. But I'm sure with the kind of performance of the kids, from where we have worked from day one since we are now, I think it is a great improvement. So I want to say thank you.
Amen.
Yeah. So I also want to bring in Karla in regards to we've had Kelvin talking about sustainability. Since day one this program has started. Do you feel or do you think in creating more opportunities for young people, especially the persons with physical challenge, persons with disability? I don't know if we continue to support and bring them on board, if that will create another opportunity for them or create a change in the world or Sierra Leone.
Wow, I mean, that's what I do for a living.
Okay.
I work with the disabled individuals in the United States through a Medicaid waiver program to ensure that they have the opportunities to live in their home safely and independently. Those programs also give job coaching once they're like 17, 18 and the young adult age. Because there's lots of people that are born with those disabilities, and we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to be able to provide for themselves.
Yeah.
I would love to see something like that here in Sierra Leone. Things are changing in the U.S., but I do believe that those programs will still be there. It would be great to see something like that can be initiated by the government of Sierra Leone to ensure that disabled people have the resources. And when I say the resources, I mean financial resources, so that they have the opportunity to learn the skills and still be able to be a part of their society through education, through work, and most importantly, being safe in their home.
Okay. So working with with persons, I don't want to call them disabled, but I want to say persons with disability.
Persons with disabilities, that would be better.
I think that would be better. Yeah, because disability is not inability, and it is not something that just, for example, I'm okay for now. I have no problem with my foot, my head, my eyes, my whatever, but I don't know. Maybe moving from this place to downstairs, I maybe have an accident, and definitely I will be disabled. So like creating opportunities for them, do you think it gives them more hope? Because you've worked with them in America and you've seen a lot of them in Sierra.
Yeah, absolutely. There's things called CILS in the state of Pennsylvania, which is the Center for Independent Living. So persons with disabilities have access to these centers. And I work for one of the centers in Philadelphia. But I'm in the part of the service coordination part to ensure safety in the home. But the SEAL is there to assist and have classes. They have literacy and training classes, job preparations, and that works in coalition with the actual Medicaid waiver program that supplies those needs. And they have peer counseling. There's a lot of things that happen weekly, but they also meet their basic needs too, because they do cooking classes, sewing classes, media classes, whatever the community is looking for. The director of the SIL tries their best to make sure that they put a program in place for that. We have that because of the ADA Act. But I think it's a useful tool. If it was something in place where persons with disabilities had to go. To even get into the program, there's like an intake and broker that gathers all the information to see if they're eligible financially and medically eligible for the programs. But right now, I think the state of Pennsylvania, where I live, they're doing a good job of ensuring that persons with disabilities have access to the tools they need. And at any given day, any one of us can get into an accident. No one can predict what the future is. We can try to be careful and do the best that we can. The persons with disabilities, they could have been born with them, acquired them due to an accident, or a health event.
Sure. I think you've done a lot, and the work you are doing. One key thing I want to say is inclusivity, inclusion, bringing everybody on board. Creating opportunities, not only for the able, but also for disabled.
That's right.
Because I believe in working together with them, also give them hope, and it will actually shows them their dreams. That is what actually we want to become, and we have to make this kind of person with the support, with the opportunity, with the platform.
That's right.
But in other parts of the world, we are not saying they are given a voice. They are only to be seen, not to be heard. As an activist, how does that look like to you? Or do you think it will be good for persons with disability in that kind of situation?
Yes, because I work with persons with disabilities. There's lots of organizations in my state that I live in, Disabilities and Rights, ADAPT. We have legal services that work with them when they're protesting. They do a lot of protesting in DC. They will also protest on public transportation. I can be trying to go back home on the train, and all of their wheelchairs are blocking our way. We can't even get home until they get what they need through public transportation. There's lots of organizations where they have a voice and they can spread it within the community, but not just there, at the state house and at the federal level. If that's something that can be done here in Sierra Leone, I think that would be an amazing thing. Actually, even WHOLE934 could maybe establish an advocacy group for persons with disabilities, and I've been doing that for the last 25 years. I didn't mean to date myself, but yeah, the last 25 years, I've only pretty much done programs through the Medicaid waiver program. And I spent some time doing political and community action as well in the middle of that, just to break up. The work I do can be emotionally draining. Sometimes I feel myself quitting every day, but I still get up and go to work. And I still answer those questions when I get the calls. And I still push my team to do the best they can for the individuals on the caseload, just to ensure their safety. Is it easy work? No. But is it work that needs to be done? Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe the initiative you just bringing up in regards to if we implement that in Sierra Leone, I think it will be great. And I'm sure the government of Sierra Leone is also working on that to create opportunities for them, create a space for them. Of course, they have a whole body presently. Yeah, they have an organization working in regards to disability, and there are a lot of disability that we cannot even identify that these are disability issues or looks. Yeah, because when you look at albinism, sometimes they also have their own ways. They can see like how he as a normal person can see. You know, those are all challenges, but they are not yet included in the policy that these are persons with disability. So it's also an issue for us. But Kelvin, you have been at the forefront for WHOLE934, and I've heard from an activist advocating for the spaces, for these opportunities. What's your plan, or what's your take in regards to that as a head of WHOLE934?
Well, I think government is important. I think everything starts at the top. If you have good leadership, you have good governance, things can happen. You have to sacrifice for the good of all. And I think government should never sacrifice the country and for other inventions. You should always look out for the country and the people. And I think, and I believe this wholeheartedly, when you have good government, you have good leaders, it trickles down. Everybody should want to be like the leader that they look up to. And so when challenges face, the government should automatic. It shouldn't take time. It should automatic. First, need to take care of the people, take care of the families, and it's going to reciprocate back. That people will support the government, people will willing to give to the government, people will stand with the government. The challenge is always going to be food insecurity. The challenge will be work opportunities. The people want to work. I think men want to work. Yeah. Men have a natural internal instinct that I got to go to work, and so you don't have jobs, and you're looking for a job, and opportunity's not there. It makes men depressed. So what's happening when you get depressed? You start drinking, you start doing drugs because you're trying to escape reality. You're saying, look, I can't take care of my family, I can't take care of my children. What I got left? So you go on this path of self-destruction, and so it's up to the community at large, government and officials, organizations, to keep men motivated, to open those opportunities, to allow them to use their skills and talents and gifts to make the country better. Everybody wins. Everybody should win when it comes to success. And we have the tools here. The tools are here. The challenge is getting to those tools. So right, man. It's just getting to them to make everybody strong. And I believe in my heart. I firmly believe this until the day I go in the grave, that Sierra Leone will be a force to reckon with.
Wow.
If government just say, we want to control our resources, we want to pour the resources back into the community, we want to encourage our men to get out there and work, to get out there and take care of your family, take care of your children. I don't care how hard it gets. We're going to create a program. If you need help, if you need social services, we're going to be there for you. But we don't want you to sit around and not do anything. And I think that's the key. The key is there. We know what needs to be done. Who's going to lead that next generation? Who's willing to stand in that gap? And I think we have the young people that's willing to take the reins, but they need to get the opportunity to do that. Education and vocational education is good too. You know, give a skill. You know, have a skill. You know, you can't go to college and get a degree. Get a skill. Skills are good. And once you get those skills, apply those skills. Utilize those skills to make your life better. So I firmly believe that it's going to happen. It's just when it's going to happen. I'm not worried about it. You know these little baby steps. I'm saying when success comes in Sierra Leone, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? Because you can have success and destroy yourself. But we want to make sure it's a learning phase. Okay, I learned this, I learned that. Okay, so you learn from history, so it won't repeat itself. And so if you learn from it, it's going to what? You're going to help your children. So whole is about empowerment. Whole is about giving you the power. I'm going to give you the power. I'm going to create these opportunities. I'm going to create all the things you need to make you successful. So I'm with Sierra Leone. I'm with government. I'm with military. I'm with all this. I believe that all of these things work together to make the country stronger. That's my belief.
I have been in the advocacy field for up to 8-9 years. Yeah. and I've also served even as a president of the children in this. I've seen we have advocates in these issues, even accessibility to public and private institutions, which is very key because you want to create space for persons with disability, right? Then you build a school, but there are steps to go upstairs. So how would that person with disability access those places? Or maybe you want to go to the bank, you want to do one or two transactions, but there are steps, and you have your wheelchair. How can you? So I don't know. As a head for 1934, what's your plan?
My plan is we find a problem, we try to solve it. And I think problem solving skills is an important skill that everybody should have. Looking at something, say, how can I make something better? How can I make, like you said a while ago, someone in wheelchairs? How can we make the accessibility for getting inside buildings, getting on trains, getting on buses? American society is well developed. It's a developed nation, but even in this nation right here, there's a lot of progress being made, but we don't see that progress. It's been made, but it's not in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? But it's been made. And so these small steps, if you keep taking those small steps, that everybody has a right to access to any free opportunity given by the government. And we should make it easy, not hard. We should make things easy for people to get those resources, get that access. And that's empowerment when you're in a position to help people to achieve their dream, to achieve their goal. That's what empowerment is. Empowerment it goes a long way. And it also, like you said, inclusion. Everybody's involved. Nobody's left behind. And I think, WHOLE934 will be an advocate for those things that to build people's confidence, to build people's skills, and to empower them that they can achieve whatever they want to do through faith, love, and hope.
Yeah. Okay, it's a very good one, hearing that from you. But let me take you back now to the program, which has to do with the feeding that you are doing, the feeding that you've created, the initiative that have already increased the number of young people in your initiative. So, how was it like? Where did you just think to bring up initiative like that to feed the children in school and also create opportunities?
First, if you're hungry, you're not going to be concentrating on education. You got to hit the need first. I believe what Jesus said. You got to hit their need, and their need right now in Sierra Leone is food. It's a lot of food insecurity. A lot of young people, a lot of youth are not eating but one time a day, if that. So we want to make food available. This is one of the richest countries, fertile countries. I mean, we should have food in abundance, And so once we hit the physical need, is food. Now what happens? The mental start to increase. You start to think better. You concentrate better. You're more focused. But when you're concentrating on trying to get what I'm going to get my next meal from, you're not. I don't care what school you go to. I don't care what college you go to. You're not interested because you're looking at your immediate needs. So I think we want to be like Jesus: take 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish and feed 5,000. You know what I'm saying? So it just starts with a little bit, just a little bit. And all I did was to obey God. Just to start with a little bit of food. Just a little bit, and what happens? It starts to grow. People get involved. Say, I want to do more. I want to do more. And so that's the key. You don't got to start big. You don't have to always start big. Start small and watch it grow. Watch God grow it. And when it starts to grow, what happens? People are excited. People feel empowered. People feel encouraged. And what happens? Now they believe that they can accomplish a lot of things because we hit that need. And through the BCSL, and I thank the BCSL, Baptist Convention of Sierra Leone, because they gave me the opportunity to work with them and through their churches. So we have 3 churches, but we're trying to increase that church. And so when we get funding from people and we get the necessary funding, we're going to do more churches. And we're going to continue to do it until we get all the churches. That no child, no youth should ever go hungry in Sierra Leone. They should eat 3 meals a day. And I think 3 meals a day, I think that ain't even enough. So I believe that once we feed people, once we get them the basic nutrition they need, what's going to happen is hope, faith, and love will start to increase, and it's going to spread because now people believe that all things are possible. They will believe it. But it's just getting there. It takes patience. It takes a lot of patience and sacrifice. Let me throw that word out there. Sacrifice. People got to willing to sacrifice for the greater good of all. And I think that Sierra Leone, the government, the president, I think that everybody sees that. We have to understand we all work together. Everybody should benefit.
Thank you so much. Now I know that you have more plans for Sierra Leone,
Yes.
and you have a lot more to do. Thank you so much, Kelvin, the CEO for all holistic opportunities, for development, for life empowerment and ministries. I think we'll thank you for your done well, and we want to also give thanks to the executive president for Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Joseph Espola, who has been pending in regards to whatever thing WHOLE934 is doing this year. So we are grateful. Karla, one of the activities that you did or you hosted has to do with women's engagement. What was the idea behind that?
Meeting with the women in the congregations. It was just to promote confidence in their faith, the communities within themselves, encouraging the women to first deal with their own concerns or issues, making sure that they have support from the other women in their congregation. The first ladies are amazing. They're always there for the women in the church. But we basically were sharing stories of how we've overcome our own struggles, which allowed us to bond and understand each other and figure out how do you start to move forward so that you can give your all to your family, your community, your church. But also, if you don't start with yourself, it's difficult to assist anyone else, right? So we focus on self-care, making sure that they carve out time for themselves so that they have time to reflect and even enjoy the simple things in life, whether it's just going to get your hair done, painting your nails, doing things that uplift yourself so that you can uplift your community and that you can be more productive with your community and your family, so you can make a difference. But the focus was to ensure that they had the confidence and that they are doing self-care needs. Self-care needs can be really simple, as I'm making a meal for myself today. The kids are in school, let me just do something for myself. And by doing that, it allows them the time that they need to give back to their family. A lot of women feel like if they're not doing all that they can for their family, it can make them disappointed. But often women find themselves not taking care of themselves because they're taking care of everyone else. And we just wanted to encourage them that it starts with you first. If you're not healthy or sane or having it together, it's difficult to give back. Everybody needs some type of fuel to continue. And right now we feel like self-confidence and self-care is one of those tools for women to have the energy to move forward with whatever needs to be done.
Like it, yeah. Well, I just want to ask also because I believe one of the experiences for the women in Sierra, I can say the opportunities, the platform, even to give them leadership. It has been a challenge. It has been a very challenge situation for them because they most can I say 60 to 70% of
They are working towards being leaders in the future. I mean, we have women reverends in our church, in Ardmore, and there's lots of women reverends, and I think it's hard for me to really explain it, but I think women have the emotional intelligence to lead, and women multitask perfectly most times, even if it looks chaotic. I feel like women always make it work. in spite of whatever the challenges are around them. My hope is that the women in Sierra Leone take time for themselves and think about what they want to do and that they go for it. Whether they want to be the president of the United, the president of Sierra Leone. I mean, it's possible, right? Um, I just think women have the emotional intelligence to multitask. So leadership is a part of that. And there already are leaders. They're the children helpers. I was seeing signs that says children helper. They're already raising the children. Women are passing culture through daily life. So I'm going to say leadership starts in the house. And women, whether single or married, they're passing the culture down. They're multitasking the family dynamics, meaning they are shaping the future. So women are already leading. They might not be in the forefront, but they're already leading in the communities and in their household.
So from your
Of people seeing negativity and they don't see no hope, they don't have no future. So once we get good counseling, good therapy, I think we'll be on the road to recovery in Sierra Leone. But it all starts with good leadership from the president on down to good governance, helping people, creating those job opportunities, creating stories of success. And I think the youth is going to be a big part in that plan of making Sierra Leone one of the greatest nations on the planet. So, but I believe it's going to happen. It just takes time. It takes patience. It takes inclusion, and it takes prayer. And my message is, let's make Sierra Leone great again. And if we make Sierra Leone great again, everybody benefits. And so my organization is always about empowering the youth, empowering the young people, to give them that opportunity, give them that hope, to make their lives better. And it's a trickle-down effect. Empower the men to work, to take care of their family, to take care of the responsibility, and empower the women to take on those leadership roles, those challenging leadership roles. They're challenging. They're tough. You're going to be, faced with criticism, but you must stand in that gap to benefit all. So we want to. That's my final word. Make Sierra Leone great again, in the name of Jesus.
Thank you so much. I think for our listeners and viewers, we want to say thank you, and we want to say thank you to our incredible guest for today's program. We want us to go with Kelvin Jerome Hawkins, who is the CEO for WHOLE934 Ministries, and he's the lead for the initiative in Sierra in helping supporting youth and foster sustainable development in Sierra. So we want to say we are grateful. And also the another guest that we have here also this morning, a beautiful lady, passionate activist. I've learned a lot from her, who is Karla Williams. She is a member of the Zion Baptist Church in Ardmore, and she is very passionate, for community service, and has been a vital supporter of youth programs locally and internationally, with working with WHOLE934 Ministries. And we want to say thanks to the executive president and the whole of the Baptist Convention in Sierra. Reverend Dr. Joseph S. Fona, who is the executive president, her wife, Madam Maria Makai Fona, and the whole team. We want to say thanks to you for creating these opportunities for our children in Sierra. We are grateful. And from Answer Folk Radio, we want to say thanks to WHOLE934 Ministry and your colleagues or your friends who are supporting the initiative. Thank you so much. I am Arnold, who has been your host for today's program. That's until next time we meet again.